It's not like that.
Sakurada glanced around the room. Then he asked Winnow, or is there some secret hidden in this room? There's nothing.
Will felt a bit guilty when asked about the key point.
Forget it, let's head home.
And Sacha, don't do that. The neighbors will hear us.
Who will hear? Sakurada was deliberately trying to let Jake hear. Jake next door indeed heard. He pressed his ear against the wall. His emotions were complex. The next morning, the three met at the junkyard. The atmosphere became quite strange. Kabaya and Jake had planned to go barbecue this weekend. It was supposed to be a joyous event, yet Kabaya couldn't be the least bit happy. The two friends were very worried seeing Kabaya like this. Lily, aware of the facts, consoled Kabaya.
Didn't you ask me before? About maybe getting with someone you dislike? Oh, that... You're talking about your boyfriend, right? If he hurts you, it's better to break up. It's alright.
Emily held back her tears and said, she doesn't mind Jake's mess at all, as long as Jake doesn't like anyone else. She can forgive Jake for all the betrayal and disloyalty. Right now, she feels very happy. In the end, she's stressed she only wants Jake. You felt sorry for such a humble Emily.
I like you. But I'm not saying you should break up with him to be with me. With me and Yamamoto. And maybe others too. There are many who cherish you. So, don't say that you only have him anymore.
Emily hadn't reacted yet, but her tummy suddenly hurt. In the bathroom, she found out she was on her period. She had to text Jake to let him know she wasn't feeling well. The weekend BBQ plans must be postponed. After the message, her tears wouldn't stop. It's clear she hadn't done anything wrong, but she feared this disappointment might lessen her value in Jake's eyes. Thinking of this, Emily couldn't help but feel too small. After receiving Emily's message, Jake called right away to check on Emily. He kindly rescheduled their next meeting. He also prepared a small gift for Emily. I think I truly like you. He made Emily believe in him. From now on, he would cherish Emily. Jake's actions immediately boosted the emotional value. If this was said in the past, Emily would have been overjoyed. But now, after hanging up, she couldn't help but cry, because she still harbors resentment over Jake's betrayal. She doesn't see her own deceit. How much longer can she bear this? Since her husband returned, Shin moved back to the mansion. But she can't let go of the apartment next to Jake's place. Hobby Sakura is a bit unhappy about it. He hopes Shin will soon vacate the apartment. But Shin remains silent. It's clear she doesn't want to give it up. It's not because of Jake, but because she wants to keep a space for herself. So she just claims to lease Kevin to justify keeping the apartment. But this made Sakura mistakenly think that Shin had feelings for Jake. Since he couldn't persuade Shin, he could only try to get rid of Jake. So he compiled the footage. He turned it into photos for Jake. He threw a piercing question at Jake. What do you think of my wife?
I'm here for compensation.
Jake was completely baffled. Sakura pulled up the recording and then flashed the photos. When caught cheating, Jake's face turned pale with fright. Ever since Shin and Jake stopped that sort of affair, he originally planned to let it slide, but seeing Jake act as if nothing happened just infuriated him. So he had to make Jake pay a price. The cost is a $200 payment, million of emotional distress. Before payment, he ordered Jake to kneel and apologize. Feeling guilty, Jake complied. Smarama. Sakura said he would send the clank paper sent to Jake soon. He told Jake to prepare the money first. Jake didn't dare say a word. Hawaii indeed did something unforgivable. He must prepare to pay. After dealing with Jake, Sakura returned to confront Shin and know it all. However, he didn't tell Shin that he asked Jake for compensation. Shin thought her husband would erupt in anger. Surprisingly, Sakura said that if Shin returned the apartment quickly, he would forgive her. Shin didn't dare refuse anymore. She has to find time to return the apartment. To raise money, Jake started working. From morning to night, his schedule was packed. His work kept him from quick replies. Emily felt very uneasy seeing the late message. She worried that Jake had gone to find Shin again. With a worried heart, Emily suddenly came to Tokyo to see Jake. Jake happily took her to a dessert shop. But then it just so happened that Sakura entered the shop with Shin. Seeing Jake together with his girlfriend, he intentionally pulled Shin to sit at their table. The atmosphere instantly became awkward. The expressions of Shin, Jake, and Emily were quite complex. Only Sakura was enjoying himself with food. Jing wanted to take Zhao, but Sakura forced them to stay. So the three had no choice but to silently watch Sakura fish eating. Only then could be up for dinner and this unexpected meeting made Zhao realize that Xinyo was married. At night, the stable rat Zhao Jing's place. Zhao was excited about the dish Zhao Jing prepared for her. She looked forward to it. The next morning, Zhao Jing left for a part-time job. Zhao stayed home and found the letters he had sent to Zhao Jing. More than 300 letters in total, but Zhao Jing hadn't opened a single one. Zhao was heartbroken looking at those unopened letters. She guessed that during the time, Zhao Jing must have been busy with Xinyo. He didn't even think about her letters. Just then, Zhao Jing returned. Zhao quickly hid the letters, pretending nothing happened. After breakfast, Zhao Jing left for his second part-time job. After he left, Zhao knocked on Xinyo's door and entered. After looking around, she asked Xinyo, You slept in this room with Zhao Jing, right?
Did you invite him? You must not have needed Zhou Jing that much. Anyone could do, right? But you knew he had a girlfriend and still got close to him. And you're married yourself. I only have Zhou Jing.
All that Zen can do now is to leave the apartment. You hurt someone and just run away?
Scumbag!
Emily was undoubtedly the one most hurt.
After days of struggle, she finally saw her true feelings. She could not tolerate betrayal and love, and she could never forgive Jake for cheating. When Jake covered it, Emily turned it down. Instead, she calmly broke up with him. I said, let's break up. Jake looked confused. Emily clearly said she would forgive his cheating. Why break up now? Emily said she never truly accepted it. The fact that Jake cheated with a married woman, just thinking of it caused her immense pain. She used to think her feelings for Jake were strong enough to forgive him, but later she realized that true love cannot forgive cheating. So she couldn't forgive Jake and could not continue the relationship with him. Emily said that and walked away. Jake didn't pursue her. He silently watched Emily disappear into the night. After being dumped, Jake locks himself into his hole every day. That's when he remembers the letters Emily sent him, pulls out the dusty letters and opens them one by one. Emily filled every letter with longing for Jake. But Jake never replied to a single one. At that time, he couldn't feel Emily's love. He found Emily's letters utterly boring. Now he wants to reply but realizes it's too late.
I'm sorry.
Breakups are breakups. Jake still owes 2 million yen to Sakura for emotional damages. After 6 years of sheer rent, he had to perk up and seek side jobs. Sever asked concerned what happened to him. Jake tells them he got dumped by Emily. Billy pumped Sever beams with joy.
Indeed, infidelity isn't easy to forgive. Sever asks if he's working so hard because of his breakup.
Jake wouldn't dare tell the truth. As he stands to leave, the recruitment information slips from his hand. Sever spots one of the compensation documents. He's about to ask Jake for the details. Nervous, Jake snatches it back and runs away in a panic. Sever chuckles knowingly. So Jake is working everywhere to pay off debts. Sever briefly tells everyone about Jake. He tells Mina that Jake was sued for 2 million. Mina is not surprised. Instead, she looks worried for the happy Jake. At night, Jake went back to work. Part-time jobs are tiring and don't pay much. Jake had no idea when he could pay off that 2 million. Thinking of this made him very tearful. The escort shop saw he was broke. His look made him stop. Guy urged him to be an escort. He said with Jake's looks and build, he could make a lot of money. Jake was tempted by the cash offer. Fortunately, Mina suddenly appeared to pull him back. Mina took him to a restaurant to eat. Jake said he lost his appetite after the breakup. He had no appetite at all. He finally understood how painful it was to be dumped.
This shows that you really like her.
Zen decided to move on Saturday. On her way back to the apartment to pack, Zen ran into her husband's colleague. The colleague talked to her about Sakura. He said Sakura mentioned Zen in front of colleagues every day. Everyone envied how loving he and Zen were. Does he really talk about me a lot?
It's hard to express love so openly.
He said that marriage deepened your relationship. We all envy that.
Zen returned home deep in thought. She had always thought Sakura didn't care about her, but now it seemed she had misunderstood. Yet when she cleaned her husband's clothes, she found in his puppet a claim he made against Jake, 2 million in documents and some pegs. Photos were from one Zen brought Jake home for the first time in another Tokyo. Zen was stunned. It turned out that Sakura had been spying on her. She had invited Jake over herself. Now she couldn't pretend not to know about the claim. She decided to tell Jake that she would pay him back. Jake finished work